Hello, good evening all. I know it's been a long time since I've done a tutorial. I was in the middle of preparing something and I decided to do a quick little tutorial. So it's a meatloaf recipe, and in this bowl I have 2 pounds of ground beef, and I have onion diced up, garlic, I have sweet peppers diced up small, and I have some thyme and Italian seasoning. And I went ahead and I put in already some a teaspoon of Seoul seasoning, which is this seasoning right here, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon, I already said the Italian seasoning, a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and I crushed about 4 of these. And I have here some breadcrumbs that's going to go in, a cup of water, and 2 eggs beaten. I'm going to come back and show you how I fold everything together. Stay tuned. This is a meatloaf recipe. Okay, also I forgot to mention, I also put in a pack of chicken bouillon in the meat mixture. And the bread that I'm using is like a stovetop one, so it has seasoning in it. So it's kind of salt, so I don't want to put too much salt in there and make the meatloaf too salty. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to add in the egg, the breadcrumbs, and all the seasonings and things that have already been put in. And I'm going to go ahead and add in the water. And then I'm just going to take my hand and I'm going to actually knead all this together, folding everything together. And then what I'm going to do when I'm finished is I'm going to put it in a square aluminum baking pan. I'll come back and show you. And then I'm going to put it in an oven, 375 degrees, for about 45 minutes, covered with aluminum foil. I like mine covered with aluminum foil to cook all the way through. Some people don't, but I'll come back and show you. Stay tuned. So before I added the meat in the pan, I put a little bit of olive oil in there and just kind of like rubbed it around in the pan. And then I put the meat in the pan, sort of like how you would put a loaf, like if you were making bread, in a pan. So the meatloaf is going to come out in a loaf form, and you can slice it and eat it. It's very good with like mashed potatoes, with like cabbage and stuff like this. So that's what we're going to have with it, mashed potatoes and cabbage tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cover it up with the aluminum foil, and I'm going to put it in the oven, like I said, 375 degrees. And I'm going to let it bake until it's halfway finished. And then I'm going to take it out and I'm going to put some barbecue sauce that I've made on top and let it finish getting golden. Stay tuned for the finished results. Okay, also the meatloaf has been in the oven for about 45 minutes baking. And this is how it looks once you take the aluminum foil off of it. I poured off the juice that it's sprung because the meat is going to spring its own juices. Because I guess once the fat emulsifies, you get the juice. So pour it off. And then if you notice, the meat kind of shrunk a little bit. But that's natural because it's beef. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the sauce on the top. Spread it across. And I'm going to put this back in the oven, uncovered, for about 20 more minutes. 20 or 25 minutes. Until it's golden brown on the top, and then that's it. And I'll come back and I'll show you the finished results. Stay tuned.